So by now, you probably know the power of AI agents to automate your workflows and even maybe replace human employees. But what you might not know is that you can now create AI agents using just prompts. And today, I want to show you a tool that lets you do exactly that. I'm going to take you step by step through setting up an agent for the first time in this platform so that it can automate a significant part of my day-to-day work. If you don't know me, my name is Chris, and for the last 15 years, I've been designing apps and advising startups on product and design. So with that said, let's get straight into building our AI agent.
Build great products. Build great products.
So the tool I'm going to be using today is Lindy AI, which some of you will already be familiar with. Basically, Lindy AI is a platform for you to be able to automate workflows and create AI agents that work in your business or for personal use to kind of operate these processes or systems. But the way that I want to think about using Lindy AI today is how you would potentially automate like an app business or a software business if you're building an app with AI or you're launching a business by yourself, to think about like how do you automate all of these different functions within your business to grow quicker from day one. So the way I like to think about an app business is basically these kind of 5 parts here: attention, sales of the product or the service, which is the app that you're building, and then retention mechanisms like building context to create recurring revenue, and then customer support at the end of that and customer feedback as well. And I think under each of these categories, there is a world where you could potentially see like automation being done by AI agents across every single part of an app business. And there are companies already working on this, companies from the latest Y Combinator batch like Rocketable, which are building systems to fully automate app businesses using AI agents. And so today I want to build like one AI agent from this kind of setup. And all of these are like agents that would plug into each of these parts of your app business. So if you think about an agent to create social media content and post it, an agent to do outreach, an agent to do partnerships, sales calls, observability in your product, all of that sort of stuff. But the agent I want to focus on building today is this social media posting agent. And what I'm going to do, instead of an X thread here, we're going to do a LinkedIn post. So we're going to basically take like a YouTube video and put it in, extract the transcript, create a LinkedIn post, and then get Lindy to actually post that to a LinkedIn profile using computer use, because the agent in Lindy can actually use a browser, use a virtual browser, and perform actions for you. And so we're going to set that up today using Lindy and show you how you can kind of create an agent like that to start automating processes in your business from today, basically. And it's very straightforward, although this is new technology. So there are some areas where it gets a little bit quirky and it doesn't quite work, but we're going to try and figure those out as we go. And I'm going to keep this real and honest. So this is not like just a sales kind of video. This is basically actually me trying to build something that's going to help me out in my business legitimately and try and get it working, and showing you like how I would fix all of the issues and stuff that come up as we go through it. So now that we've gone through this and kind of my framework for thinking about AI agents in business, let's go into Lindy and actually start creating AI agents using prompts. So this is Lindy AI, and it's a familiar interface for anyone who's familiar with AI tools. You basically have this chat box, and you can use this chat box to create any type of AI agent that you can imagine nearly to help out your business. There's a bunch of pre-built AI agents down underneath in different categories like meetings, sales, productivity. You can see the most popular ones here as well. But we're going to build some from scratch to fill in those functions on your team for like an early stage startup, or if you're building your own app or building your own business just by yourself, to kind of get you off the ground running. And the first agent that we're going to create here, based on what I just showed, was the marketing kind of content creator agent. So what we're going to do here is basically set this up so that I can send a message via Slack in a specific channel. Lindy is going to pick that up. So I'm going to send a YouTube URL basically to a Slack channel, because I work in Slack with some other people on my team for my design agency. And so I want to be able to also enable them to create content using this agent as well. And we like work in Slack. This will give us a place where we're already working to kind of message this agent and get it to create stuff for us. And the idea here is that I can go from any YouTube video that I see or watch that might have interesting information, create our own spin on it, and then create a post which we could post to X or LinkedIn. I'm just going to set it up for LinkedIn here because that will give us a way of like seeing how Lindy does the computer use part of this new tool as well, where it can basically use a virtual computer to go and do tasks online for you on any website on the internet. So assuming that it can get through like authentication and all of that stuff, which I have come up against some issues there, like using this before, but we'll see how it can do it. So let's type in the prompt to create this agent. So I've got the prompt here, basically build an agent that allows me to message a Slack channel with a YouTube URL, takes that YouTube URL and extracts the transcript, then turns that transcript into a LinkedIn post, replies in the Slack channel with the LinkedIn post for approval, and if I say edit and give feedback, it will rewrite the post and reply again, and if I say approve, it will go ahead and use a virtual computer to post directly to LinkedIn. So let's send this off, and hopefully Lindy AI will be able to create this agent for us. What you're going to see here basically is your kind of chat thread with Lindy. To create this, you can see I've created a few before just to kind of test this out before I actually recorded the video to do it. And then you just click build agent to go into the flow editor, which is basically like your workflow editor, similar to what you would get in Make or n8n if you're familiar with using those tools, except doing it this way just gives us a chat on the left hand side, which allows us to actually get the agent to build the workflow for us based on what we're looking to create. So it's asked me a few questions here off the back of this prompt. Basically, let me clarify a few details to ensure I build exactly what you need. Which Slack workspace channels should the agent monitor for YouTube URLs? So I'm going to say I've already created a Slack channel because I did some tests on this before. For the LinkedIn posting, do you want to use a specific LinkedIn account or should I set it up so you can figure that later? I'll use our computer. So okay, let's answer these questions for Lindy. Let me connect my Slack account and choose a channel after the workflow has been created. I want to use my own LinkedIn account, but let me connect that after you've created the workflow, and you can use your own computer automation tool for the virtual computer part of this. So that should answer the questions for the AI agent. It's going to build this, and then we're going to be able to connect our accounts here for Slack and for LinkedIn to get it to post the content to LinkedIn, and also for us to connect the right channel in Slack as well. You've got some settings up here, so you can see like you can set up some stuff for this agent. So you can give it a greeting message, so when I chat to the agent, it will give me a message when I first use it after I've deployed this. You can give it some context, so you can give it a bunch of information about your own business. It's already adding the context here as I'm creating this agent with the Lindy AI agent. Yeah, the agent is creating an agent. I get it. It's a bit meta, but these things are. That's the way it's going. And it's got memory here as well, so you can add in things for it to remember, like specific working hours or any sort of information that you would want it to have access to when someone is talking to it. So this could be like brand guidelines or like working hours, anything related to your business that's relevant. You can choose the model here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to GPT-5 because we want to use GPT-5 to test the capability of GPT-5 here as well. It's still going through and creating the steps for us. And you also have safe mode here as well. So you can require the agent to ask for confirmation before performing any action that has side effects. You can also do this on individual steps as well. And you've got this generate button here, so you can auto generate a greeting message based on the workflow that you're building here. So let's wait to see what Lindy AI is going to come back with here. So this is the workflow that Lindy has created, which looks pretty complicated and would have taken me a lot longer to set up if I did this manually, and I probably would have missed some of the steps here as well. So that's what makes using tools like this pretty powerful. I would say that Lindy is great for like in business use cases and for personal use cases as well, to kind of help you when you're working on stuff, help you build and run your business using these kind of automations and AI agents. It's not going to let you build agents that you can connect into your apps really if you're building apps and you want to connect agents that way. And so really we want to just focus on using this to improve our own business workflows and improve our personal like processes and stuff basically. What have we got here? Quick break in the episode to talk about my community for people who are building apps with AI and want to actually launch their app and get real customers. It's called the AI App Builders Academy. So if you're building an AI app with Bolt or Lovable or Cursor or any of these AI tools, and you actually want to make a profit and launch your app, then this is the community for you. Inside, you'll get access to a community of other builders, as well as my 30-day app course, helping you go from idea to app to a profitable launch in just 30 days. You'll also get access to weekly calls with live workshops and training, as well as all of my startup frameworks and resources, and 24/7 support from the community to help you answer any questions or problems you're having with building and launching your AI app. So if you're building an app with AI and you actually want to make a profit and launch your app, then head over to school.com/AI apps to find out more. I'll see you there. We've got YouTube URL received. Does it contain a YouTube URL? So it's like a check. So if it doesn't, it's not going to go past that step. So that's going to stop us from using too much AI usage and using all of our Lindy AI credits. Extract the YouTube transcript, and then it generates the LinkedIn post after the transcript. I'm going to change this all to GPT-5 as well. Reply in Slack with the LinkedIn post. So let's change that to GPT-5. We're just doing this all on GPT-5 because we want to test GPT-5 as well here. And then if the user says edit and provides feedback, then it will edit the post, and there's another agent block that's been added here. So this is an agent node where it's got this arrow kind of going around the outside of it, which basically means it will continually think until it's completed the task before going on to the next step. And you can also connect it to skills, which are basically tools that it can use. Now it's got a skill here that it could connect to, like send message, but it's added it as another node, so like reply with the revised post. You can do it either way here. It's then going to reply with the revised post to the channel ID, which we're going to have to set up here. Here's your revised post. Reply with approve or edit to edit again. And then when it is approved, that will go back into this user response step. And then when it is approved, it's going to start the computer session, and then it's going to post it to LinkedIn, navigate to LinkedIn, sign in for me. Let's put it to GPT-5 here. And then it's going to confirm the posting success. Again, GPT-5. Let's use all of these on GPT-5. It's frustrating that I changed that in the settings, but it hasn't applied here across the agent. So let's test this. Let's run a test to see if we can do this. Actually, let's stop the test because we have to connect this up first. So let's do this to Lindy test. So that's sending to the Lindy test channel, which you'll see I've already added some stuff in there as well. Extract the YouTube transcript, generate the LinkedIn post, reply. This is to the same message with the channel ID. Okay, let's test. So what we have to do is we have to trigger the event in Slack to basically test that this is working. So I'm going to send a YouTube URL to this channel in Slack. So you can see I've got this hashtag Lindy test channel in Slack. I already tested this before with some other workflows just to see how this would work. And so I'm going to paste this YouTube URL in here, which is one of my latest videos about how to fix bugs in AI app building tools. Let's paste it in here, and hopefully you should be able to see that in the right hand side in Lindy. There we go. We've got the YouTube link there. So if I then go select in Lindy, this should then go on to the next step. So it should pass the step which says, does it contain a YouTube URL, which it has passed. Now it's going on to extracting the transcript, and you can see in the task view here, you can see the tasks that it's doing. If I click on this one here, which is the same view as this test on the right hand side here, which should load now. I've found that sometimes these bits take a little bit of time to load in Lindy at the moment. Maybe they're getting a lot of people using this tool, or it's just not optimized. Yeah, it is a new feature, so these things happen. It's extracted the transcript, it's generating the LinkedIn post. So hopefully what I would like to see on here, what we're waiting for is like a reply in this channel from Lindy. So it's replying with the LinkedIn post from the transcript. Things we want to check here, is this going to actually create content from the transcript? Second, does it reply to Slack? Does it allow us to edit this post that it's come up with? So here we go. I think this is actually pretty good. It says stuck in the AI bot doom loop. If you're building a lovable Bolt Replit Cursor, here's the 6-step playbook. And these are actually my steps from the video. So ask the AI to investigate first, then propose a plan, reproduce and inspect with DevTools, try different models, start fresh with no context, move tools, revert or rebuild the feature, and then the bonus is when to hire a dev. For the rare 5% that resist all of the above, a developer can unblock you quickly. For the full breakdown. That's actually really good. That's a good post. I would genuinely post that. Maybe we should genuinely post that. Let's just click approve, and then we can see the computer usage here. So if I reply approve here, so basically it's waiting for the user reply with a LinkedIn post. If I say approve in this channel, is it going to pick that up? I might have to reply to this specific comment, like in a thread. It says reply, so I'm going to do like a reply to this post and then see if it picks it up. It's picked it up, it's gone down this path, it's now starting the computer use session, which is perfect. So let's see what is going on here. So if I go over to tasks, basically once this has started the computer like it has there, we're going to be able to see Lindy actually using the browser, navigating to LinkedIn, trying to sign in for us. It's already had an error loading the LinkedIn homepage for some reason. It's using my computer that I'm on right now. So it's already got sign into LinkedIn with Google on the right hand side here, which is my account. And you can click anywhere to take control over the browser. It's tried continuing as me with the Google one-tap sign-in. I think it's going to keep failing to do this because it's not me, it's like someone else, and I feel like LinkedIn is going to have security here that stops it. Okay, it's got an authenticator app pop up, so I need to do this from the authenticator app. So in theory you could disable like two-factor authentication to allow Lindy to do this, but LinkedIn might be resistant to continually being accessed from a very different location, and it will flag that for spam, which some of these platforms will do. I've got a code here, so I'm going to click anywhere to take control. I'm going to put in this code 282.148.282, and I'm going to submit that, and then I'm going to click done and just say like entered 2FA code, which is two-factor authentication. It's then gotten into my account, which is great. So now it's going to try and write the post for me. So we would have to do this every single time unless we disabled two-factor authentication. So now it should start writing this post for me. And what it will have to realize is that it needs to click this start a post section. It will need to type it and then it will need to click the button, but it should be able to do that absolutely fine. Okay, so it seems to be checking for a condition, which is like having a LinkedIn post generated, and it's thinking still about like where to post this. So it seems to have replied on Slack saying the approved LinkedIn post has been published on LinkedIn, and it's got that message, but in the browser here, I didn't actually see it writing any post. We've got start the computer session. That's where we are at the moment. If I go over to LinkedIn and go to my profile and look at my posts, you can see that there is no post that matches what is shown, and so it hasn't quite gotten there yet. It said post LinkedIn. Let's go back to tasks, and basically we've got entered 2FA code, flow editor, says post to LinkedIn is tick, confirming post success. We're not on that step. Use the computer to navigate. So let's just try and fix this with the agent. So we'll say like, after testing, it seems the agent did not post to LinkedIn after logging in using the computer session, but it did reply to Slack saying it had been posted. Can we fix this issue? I don't know. Let's just try testing this again. I want to test this step. So we'll like test this, start a computer session, use computer, take control, enter 2FA code. So that hasn't quite done it. So let's just test this again from the beginning. So we're going to test this step here. I'm going to select this same message that was sent, and we're going to go through these steps just to test it again. Okay, so we've got a new message come through onto Slack, and we're just going to say approve to this so that we can test the LinkedIn step again to see if it will actually post our message. It's starting the computer session. It's going to maybe need to log in again, in which case we'll need to use the authenticator app again. Let's just hope that it will actually make a post on LinkedIn for us. Okay, so Lindy has gone through this process and is now starting to use the computer. It's got to this point where it's like basically written the post out in the post window, and then it's about to post it, I think. It's taking a little while, and like one thing to bear in mind is that this is going to be doing this stuff in the background, so it's taking me a while to go through this right now, and sometimes it can feel that like putting in all this effort to create an automation that's going to work is actually just like wasting time. I could just be posting this myself on LinkedIn, but a lot of the time that's the initial time sink which is this kind of J curve which you go down. You're going to go down first in the amount of time that you have to put in, but then over time it's going to make up so much more gains in terms of your time back. And that's the whole point of doing these automations, basically. So let's go back to Slack, because I think what this has done is said your LinkedIn post was successfully published. The YouTube videos can be converted to a LinkedIn post and shared on your profile. We've gotten stuck at this posting step, because if I go over to LinkedIn again and have a look here, let's see, I'll go like view profile, go to my posts, and if I show all posts here, it still hasn't posted it. It's gotten stuck at that step. So I think the way to fix this is to go back to the flow editor, have a look at this posting agent, because this is where create a new post, paste the approved link, and publish it. It says publish it. So I think the wording here is, and then post it. Once the post has been made, then your job is complete. Just to reaffirm that. So I feel like maybe the error was in like the instructions for this agent to say publish it instead of post it. So I'm going to try this one more time and just test this step by saying post it, and then once the post has been made, then your job is complete, and see if that actually helps this do a better job. And I go back, I'm going to create a new session. We're going to test this, select that video, and let me wait until we get through to the approve point here, and then I'll show you Lindy using the computer and hopefully posting this to LinkedIn. Okay, I've taken a few times to try and get this working. You can see on the right here, so I've got it to a point where the computer used click start a post, and hopefully this is now going to paste in the post content here. Let's see if it does it. I basically have gone through like a couple of iterations of the instructions for the AI agent at the computer use step, because this has struggled to like figure out exactly how to do this. I've had to be really specific about the exact text fields that it clicks, the exact buttons that it clicks, all of that sort of stuff. You can see now here it's pasting in the approved content. It's actually typing it in, I think, not pasting it in. Otherwise it would have gone in one big block. But this is now pasting in a LinkedIn post for me. I'm glad that at Build Great Products didn't actually trip up the AI, because you saw the drop down that came up there. Sometimes those little things, like I've had it before where it does a post, but I tried doing this on X and it had like a preview of a website, and when it hit the URL and the preview came up, it kind of broke the agent and it made it like come out of knowing what it was doing, and it couldn't figure out what to do next. So we're now getting like the approved post being typed into LinkedIn, and it's going to be posted for me. So let's wait and see what happens when it actually finishes writing this, and whether it posts it directly to my LinkedIn, and then I can show you on LinkedIn this actually working, and we'll have created a successful AI agent workflow here using Lindy and just prompting it to create the workflow. Fingers crossed this is actually going to work. Let's see. Oh no, it stopped. I saw it stopped there for a second and I kind of panicked that it wasn't going to work. I'm not liking some of the content. Like, I clicked approve just to see how this would work. I would take out like the hashtags and stuff here on LinkedIn. I don't think we need that. The algorithm is better than any hashtags that are going to be useful for picking this stuff up. Now it's pasted it in. We just need you to click post. Just click post. That's all you got to do. We've completed the paste the approve step. Next step is going to be click post. Then it's going to be on our LinkedIn profile. Come on, AI agent, you can do it. Now it says that it's done it, but it hasn't actually done it in the computer use on the right here, which makes me panic that this has not actually done this step. It's sending a Slack message to say that it's posted it. It's saying that like, oh, it's successfully posted it here. View it here, open LinkedIn. I'm going to open LinkedIn. The post is not going to be there. I promise you that. But let me go down to posts. It's still not here. Okay, so I thought I would come back here and actually try one last time, just giving it a bit more specific and explicit instructions for the AI agent here to actually post this onto LinkedIn. And so it's successfully going through the same steps as it did before. It's managed to copy and paste this post into LinkedIn here. You can see on the right, it's using the computer and it's added the post in here. The last step here just seems to be the one that's tripping up the AI agent, which is to click post. And I've added in basically a couple of steps here. Instead of just having it to say like click post to post it to LinkedIn, which I thought would work, I've said click the post button and then wait for the modal to close before completing. Yes, amazing. Okay, finally, you can see here, look, ever felt stuck in an endless loop trying to fix a bug in your AI app? It has successfully posted that to LinkedIn now. finally we've got it working. And if I go over to LinkedIn, it's going to also send me a message on Slack saying that is now complete. If I also go over to LinkedIn here onto my posts, I can see below here that I've got this post. It's just been posted here, which was from the video, which is done through Lindy, is posted onto my LinkedIn from a video URL that I posted it in Slack. We have the agent up and running. That is a success. So you can see I did manage to get there in the end. We got there, we created our agent. It's managed to post on LinkedIn for us. And let's get into my final thoughts now about whether you should use Lindy, how to kind of start using it, and also whether it's worth spending the time actually setting up these agents for your business. So we built our AI agent and it finally worked. It actually was taking my YouTube URL that I was posting into Slack, turning that into a LinkedIn post, and then using a virtual computer to actually go onto LinkedIn and post that content for me. So you kind of get an idea of how you can start setting up these AI agents just using natural language in a tool like Lindy to actually start automating large parts of your business workflows. And if you're starting from scratch or you're building an app and you want to turn that into a business, you can begin to automate a huge amount of the marketing, the sales, the outreach, all of these parts of your business, which are really kind of like a step-by-step process that you could turn into an AI agent using something like Lindy. Now, I do want to touch on, because it did take me a little while to actually get to a point where this was working fully. What you kind of see when you're creating AI agents using these tools, even when you're just prompting it to build an agent, is you have this J curve basically where it kind of dips down to start off with, and the amount of time and effort that you have to put in seems kind of counterintuitive. This is a bit like if you're writing an SOP for like a new employee, for example, the amount of time that you have to take to extract your information and processes into a document that you can teach to someone else, and the same for building AI agents, the amount of time that you have to translate your actual work processes into an agent setup that can actually work and go and do that task successfully for you. It seems like you're sinking a bunch of time into this, but once you get that actually working, when you come out the other side, the results can be pretty incredible. And so I would highly encourage you to check out Lindy or any other sort of AI agent automation creator tool. You can try Lindy at lindy.ai. And as usual, if you're building an app with AI and you actually want to make a profit, then you can go over to my school community helping people do just that, where we have over 100 members building AI apps in a bunch of different industries. You'll get access to my course, my frameworks, and weekly Q&A sessions. And so if you go to school.com/AI apps, you can check that out. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Build great product. Build great product.